Okay, let's move further. Let me give a brief idea about what we are going to do today. First of all, we will have the macro function today. Some basic aspects of macro we are going to see. Tomorrow again we would have one more lecture of advanced Excel. So two sessions we have, including this. And on Saturday I would take one or two extra. So after Saturday, our syllabus that we have covered in the advanced Excel would be over. And after that, the examination dates would be conveyed by your program coordinator to you. Now, examination will be done in the MCQ format, and the functions that we have done till now, I will also give you the list of all those functions we have done till now. And if I go through the syllabus, then syllabus is very easy to be done, frankly speaking, because syllabus of advanced Excel will have 50 or 40% of the things of the basics Excel too. Even more than that, around 60% of the things like pivot Excel and such sort of things are included in the syllabus of advanced Excel too. But we have covered much more than the syllabus aspects, right? So by end of the day, I'll give you the list of functions for which you should be absolutely clear about, including the syntax. Now, there are two types of functions, right? One, it can be the formula functions. Another one, it can be uh, this inbuilt functions. Now, if it is a formula function, then you must be aware about the syntax of it. The first thing which comes in the syntax. Or then it comes the inbuilt functions. When I say inbuilt functions, that means they are there in the, some of the tabs mentioned there, like conditional formatting, sorting and filtering, this, macros. These are the functions which are like the data table we have seen, like the, some of the parts of what if analysis we have seen. All those are there. Now, functions are there which are already given to us in a tab are called the inbuilt functions. So inbuilt functions ko kaise use karna hai, you must be aware about it. What are the things which are a part of those functions, that will also be there. And one more aspect that is related to inbuilt functions. In that, especially the formula structure, you should be aware about that. What is the syntax of it? The first parameter, second parameter. What's the meaning of this parameter? Say if I give you the idea about VLOOKUP function, then what are the four parts of VLOOKUP? What does the first part stand for? So that's how it should be. And I'll also give you some MCQs, which are the practice MCQs, around 500 to 600 MCQs I already have for the practice that I'm going to upload today only. And along with that, you would refer all the functions we have done till now. And if you want the explanation for all the functions we have done till now, no, then you can go to the F1 function, which is the help menu. And Excel is one of the most sophistically built, material we have. Within a F1 itself, you can find whatever you want. So if you go to the F1, if you search VLOOKUP there, then entire syntax idea about the VLOOKUP would be given to you. If you go to the F1 and you want to find, say, regression, you just type the regression over there and entire explanation would be given to you in the simple Lucid language. So F1 we are going to use as our inbuilt material for this, because no one can explain the Excel better than Excel. So that is going to be our, detailed material for. And obviously, in case of any doubt or any query, anything you want, you can always reach out to me. But the examination is going to be on in MCQ format. MCQ ke andar there could be some situational MCQs too. Like if I give you the task, then what function you may use for this, right? So say for example, if I say that one of your, say the photography club of Marward University wants the data of all the students who have registered from A to Z. I mean, they want the data to be arranged in A to Z format, alphabetical order. Which function you will use? Sorting. So there could be some situational function, say questions too, that can be given to you. So that's gonna be about the advanced Excel exam, right? Now let's move forward for the uh, function that we are going to do today. Okay, how many MCQs? There could be 50 or 100. The same will be conveyed to you within a short frame of time, but you should be aware about the MCQ format. Now, if it would be 50, then the marks would be accordingly adjusted, and if it would be 100, then marks again would be automatically adjusted on that, right? Okay, so you should also go through. And one more thing, that is the confirmation I would like to give, that deciding the date of examination is not up to me. What I can say about the subject is that I need to finish this subject within a short span of time. Like before the Saturday, I need to finish all the functions which are coming. So in that, you people must have observed that we haven't done any compromise in learning aspect, right? So that is the only power I have. That is the only right I have, just to decide that what will be the time I'll be taking to complete the syllabus. So after that, whatever the dates are decided, that's not within my reach actually. So if someone comes to me and says that, sir, why this date is so better, that does not come under the power of the faculty member, individual faculty member. I cannot decide the date on my own, right? Okay, so just sharing the file with you where we are going to work today. So you must have observed that there is one file called hyperlinking and macros. Now hyperlinking we will do in some time, but before that I would go to the macros. Now macros is something which you will be using when you have the repetitive tasks. If I give you one of the examples of mine, let me first give you that where I was stuck. I was doing the auditing of one of the godowns of Hindustan Unilever Limited in Mumbai. In Andheri East, they have a big office, and we were the internal auditors for some of the things they had assigned to us. Now, what happened was that one must have the physical verification of the stock. As an auditor, my task was to see that inventory which has been recorded in various godowns, situated nearby Mumbai, all the HUL godowns. So the data was given to me, and my task was, after going through some arithmetic operations, some of the other things were also asked from our side, was to see that whether the data of inventory was properly recorded, whether there is any great mismatch found between the actual physical inventory and the inventory we have seen our records. Now what happens that HUL has so many godowns. Now physical verification of the stock, if I go to individual godown, then it becomes difficult, because one day needs to be spent at each godown. Yes, on sample basis, you can go to one of the godowns and you may check it that whether any discrepancy is found or not, but you cannot go to 120, 130 godowns, right? So account this standards on auditing also says that if you cannot physically verify the inventory, then you can take the third party confirmation directly. So that means I can directly reach out to the person who is managing that inventory, who is a third party, who is just a godown manager, and I can ask to him that what's the stock you have, and if he directly sends it to me, then it's considered as the direct confirmation received by the auditor. And if you receive the direct confirmation, that means you can rely on it now. I mean, the HUL is not involved between your communication with the godown manager. Godown manager is an independent party, third party. Now all the godowns obviously are not owned by the HUL. They have taken it on hiring basis. They do the logistics management. So where, which quantity, up to how much percentage of that, what kind of commodities and goods must be stored at which godown is decided by the HUL. But the godown owners were different. They were the third parties. Now let's see that if I have a 5 or 6 days to do this inventory verification, then I cannot obviously go to each and every godown and I can have the physical verification of it, right? Yes, on sample basis, I can go to one of the go downs, and I can say that if physical discrepancies are found or not. So obviously the only way we had was to take the third party confirmation. Now, every party would be maintaining a stock in a different manner. Some of them might have a, you know, different kind of a format. Some of them might have system generated files. So everyone's way of maintaining the records of stock of one company would be different, because everyone would be managing a different kind of a softwares. Everyone would have a different kind of a techniques to record it. Everyone would have a different kind of a formats to record it. So what did we do? We told them to, we had first circulated, I found the email IDs of all those go down keepers, and we circulated them one standardized Excel worksheet. Now in that standardized Excel worksheet, we told them that you will have to just put your record over here. Say for example, on this day, if you have the inventory of this many goods, HUL have 1,000 number of items, and in that too there are various flavors and various other subcategories. Like if you take just a soap department, then in soap they have the 5 to 6 brands, and for each brand they have 5 to 6 kind of a subcategories of brands too. Now we have given them a one particular format. Now see, if I receive that format from 130 different parties, and if I want to do some arithmetic operation in a one file, I want to do some VLOOKUP, I want to check that whether the confirmation given by them for number of stocks are matching with the record I have over here in the HUL. So that's what our task was, right? That whatever the records which were provided by the HUL, whether they are matching with the third party confirmation we have received or not. So whether they are matching or not, whether there is a mismatch or not. So for that, we wanted to use some arithmetic operations. We wanted to see the difference between the two. We wanted to use some VLOOKUPs, and we wanted to get some, some records out of that. Some functions we wanted to perform. Now I cannot do it for each and every file. Say if I am taking 3 to 4 hours in completion of one file of doing the work, then if I'll try to do it again in a different file, then it's gonna be very, very time consuming. So first, we in a team together decided that what kind of a thing we want. Then based on our purposes, we frame the tasks, and we had performed those tasks only once in a one workbook, and that was recorded by the macro. And the good thing was that we had circulated the standardized formats. So each file we had received were standardized, only the entries were different. Now for rest of all the files we have got, no, we had just applied the macro there, and everything was automatically done by the macro. Can you imagine? If I take 4 to 5 hours in just the completion of one particular workbook, and if I'll be doing it for many, many, many different workbooks, then how much of time it would be taking? They have, hundreds of go down just nearby the Mumbai. Even much more than that, I cannot exactly recall the number. Now that's where macro came into the picture. So macros eliminates the repetitive tasks. You can fit into the system of Excel that this is my requirement. Now wherever and whenever you would have a similar kind of a requirement again, then you will just run the macro. So that reduces your, someone's mic is unmute, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Some voice is coming from background. Oh, if you want to say something, you can, huh, beta? Fine. So where I was? Yes, macros can reduce your repetitive tasks to the maximum extent. That is the one part of the macro. Number two, Now see, in Excel, there are various functions like this. But Excel does not have some of the functions. If you want to build the function of your own choice, then you can build it by using the Excel. If the things which are not given to you here, say if I give you the example, like there is no function in Excel right now which can count the number of yellow cells. If I want to count the cells which are highlighted in yellow, how can I do it? There is no such inbuilt function. For that, we need to build a new function. And for that, a programming coding requirement is also there. So obviously, coding and programming is not something which is our cup of tea right now. But the second aspect, which is to eliminate this, uh, repetitive task, that can be done by us, because that's going to be helpful for us in various kind of a data sets we'll be operating. So I hope you people have got the crux and idea and gist of this macro. It's to eliminate the repetitive tasks. Number two, it can create its own functions. But to create its own functions, we also require the knowledge of VBA, Virtual Basic Assistant, which is a programming language known by the Excel. Now, you people are aware that programming language cannot be learned in a day or two, right? For that, we require an entire subject. Just for the VBA, we require the entire subject. So for that, we cannot have the in-detailed understanding. But yes, I have few inbuilt codes. Some of the simple codes can be built. I will give you that too. कुछ कुछ करेंगे, लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड उसमें नए नए फंक्शंस बनाने हो, नए नई सॉफ्टवेयर्स बनाने हो, तो वो हम नहीं कर सकते. उसके लिए बहुत ज्यादा हमें प्रोग्रामिंग सीखना पड़ेगा. लेकिन रिपीटेटिव टास्क जो हमें करने हैं, जो एक्सेल हमें, जिसके अंदर हमें ज्यादा टेक्निकल नॉलेज की जरूरत नहीं है, वो तो कर सकते हैं. चलो उससे स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है. लेट्स स्टार्ट इट विद द वेरी सिंपल एग्जांपल. नाउ से हियर इन दिस केस, totals are given to you in the January worksheet. I'm using the magnifier so that you get it in a better way. Now there could be MCQ in the exam, like say which function helps you to do the repetitive tasks, and you will be selecting the macros. Simple. Okay, so say here I need the sum total of say Singapore series. Now what is there in the data? Let's try to understand that first of all. We have data for various months from the various branches of the company. One is the international, that is Singapore, and then it's there in a Bangalore, Pune, Chennai. So these are the numbers. This is the cells we have recorded from these branches on all this number of days. So say on the 1st Jan, we had recorded the cells of around 34,000 in Singapore, 34 in Bangalore, and so on. So that is the amount of cells recorded date-wise, branch-wise. That is the matrix we have created. And this is for all the number of months. And for each month, we have a different worksheet. Say here I want the summation of this Singapore branch. Now, if I want the summation again over here, that is next in a Bangalore branch, then two ways I have. I can again apply the formula of summation. That is a one way. Number two, I can copy this formula and I paste it over here. Then also it's fine. But if I want the tasks which is very, very, very big, then if I need the involvement of around 2 to 3 hours just to complete the task, and the same task needs to be done again in a different worksheet, then you cannot do it again and again. And simple copy paste will also not work over there. Excel will record it and Excel will do it. So what we are telling to the Excel right now, see, this is one task I'm doing. You will have to record it, Mr. Excel. I'll tell to the Excel, I need to fit it into the system of Excel that this is one task I'm recording, and you will have to perform it again and again whenever and wherever I say this to you. I won't be doing the copy and paste again and again. I won't be doing, this value pasting and this sort of things. You will have to do it on behalf of me. और एक्सेल तो बेचारा आलसी लोगों के लिए ही पैदा हुआ है. अब सबसे पहला टास्क क्या है? अब मैं जो रिपीटेटिव टास्क करना चाहता हूं बेटा, द पर्पज आई हैव, I need to tell it to the Excel first, right? So there are two ways to tell it to the Excel. One is you can fit it in the VBA, in the programming. You do the manual programming and tell it to the Excel that this is the new task I have created. You will have to store it in your memory. Now, this was a little bit difficult for us because we do not know the programming language. Then Excel again came to the rescue and said that it's okay, Mr. Ronak. If you cannot do the programming, then I have a different way for you. You just tell it to me that, you know, what you want to do, and I will record it. So it will record it, and I will have to first display it to display it to the Excel that, see, this is what I want to get. So Excel will say, okay, I will record it, fine. And then whenever you require the similar type of a task, I will perform it. So there are two ways. One is you build in the VBA, which is the virtual basic assistant. Another one is you can record the macro. So whatever the actions you take here, that will be recorded and stored in the Excel. So that's nothing but the macro. So first task is to record it. Okay. So how can I record it, sir? I can go to the view tab first of all. And then from view tab, I can go to the macros. And from macros, you must be able to see there are three options. Do not click on the record straight away. One option is the use relative referencing. Now this option needs to be ticked if you want the range of the data to be shifted automatically. Say for example, if I want the summation over here, right? And if I want to record a macro, and again, in a different, I have recorded the macro of summation, and here I want the result. So I want the data range to be shifted automatically. If I will not press over there the relative referencing, then what will happen? Excel will keep on doing the task over here only. वो इधर ही करता रहेगा. You would tell it to the Excel, no, Mr. Excel, you won't have to do like this. You will have to do the relative referencing. So if I am there on a different cell, then you will have to do the calculation of that particular column. Again, if I go to the different cell, then you will have to do the calculation of that particular column. So your referencing must be changed. So that's why in a view tab, where the macros function is visible to you, first of all, you will click on the use relative referencing. Now, some of you would be like, then sir, what does it make a sense if it will keep on performing the same task on the same cell? But it does not perform just over here. Say if you want the summation in a different worksheet again in a February, and if you will press the macro, then automatically over here, it will record it. It will do the summation. Again in a March, and there is a different worksheet for that. Now that is the case when I'll be using the absolute referencing. And if I'm there or wherever I would be, it will always perform the task over here because I have used the fixed referencing. So in a different worksheet too, it would be doing the task over here only, nowhere else. So that's why I would be using the relative references, because I want Excel to change its referencing based on where I am. मैं सेल को कहां पे नेविगेट करता हूं उसके बेस पे मुझे फंक्शन चाहिए. तो हर बार मुझे इधर टोटल देता रहेगा, मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए. मैं इधर हूं तो मुझे इसका टोटल चाहिए ऊपर वाले का. ठीक है. So let's first press the relative referencing in the macros, use relative referencing, and then we will start recording. Right? So we want to record it in a January. So what we'll do is, let me just remove this connotation marks so that you will be able to get it in a better way. Do not forget to click on the relative referencing, all of you. Now I'm starting the recording. I hope everyone is there with me. In macros, record the macro. Then it will ask us that what is the name you want to give. I can give any name which I want. Similar is the case of yours, whatever you want to. But the rule is that if you are using the two words, then there shouldn't be the space in between. Right? So if you will be giving a name where there would be a space between the two words, then Excel will not accept that name. So say I want to give the name to it auto summation, auto sum, right? Now say in the second one, that is the shortcut key. Now whenever you will be pressing this shortcut key, no, Excel will automatically record the, will perform the task. So you can create a different shortcut key as well for this. So whatever the shortcut keys which are already there in the Excel cannot be used, because say if you will press Control A, तो Control A में Excel confuse हो जाएगा कि select करूँ कि इसका macro perform करूँ. So there can be a different shortcut if you want to give, say Control L and Control L, small l, which is not a shortcut key anywhere. So Excel is suggesting me it's okay. I'm accepting this. But if I use Control and this capital L, then Excel will automatically change the shortcut key to Control Shift L, because that shortcut Control plus L is already there for first thing. So I'm using the small l. Because obviously when you have a, see, when you do the capital letter, then Shift will also be pressed, no? Excel को ये कह मारो कि कैप्स लॉक ऑन है तो वो कैपिटल में ले लेगा, इसलिए कहने का तात्पर्य ये है. यस बेटा.
Sir, L is for inserting table, isn't it?
L is for
inserting table, creating table.
Yes, it would be. I'm not very sure about it. I need to check it.
L and T both are there for that. So, won't it create any confusion or something like that?
No, it will take this L. If it is accepting the L, no, that means it will take this macro now. Otherwise, if it would be a repetitive, it won't accept only. और Excel accept तो हमें कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. चलो कोई बात नहीं, करो आगे. Now, if you wanna give the description for your future reference, अब वहां पे आपने बहुत ज्यादा टास्क किए हुए हैं, मतलब कि 15, 20, 25 टास्क किए हुए हैं, फिर बाद में भूल जाओगे कि सर मैंने किया क्या था मैक्रो में. तो क्या क्या किया था मैक्रो में वो कहीं पे डिस्क्राइब करके रखना है तो कर लो इधर. तो जब भी तुम ये मैक्रो को ओपन करोगे ना तो वो दिखाएगा कि ये मैक्रो क्या काम करने वाला है तुम्हारे लिए. So what tasks will be done by the macro for you, you may record it in a description. That's optional in nature, only for your purpose. If you want to refer it again in the future, pressing OK. So recording has been started. Now Excel will record it automatically what I am doing. So I'm there in cell number C19. Here I'm doing equal to SUM, opening the bracket, and I'm selecting the range of the data, right from the first to the last one. And I will not select obviously the Singapore because that heading will not reach us anywhere, will not help us. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. So you have got the summation over here, which is 12, 19, 8, 1, 9. Let's start it with the very simple task. Now I would tell it to the Excel that, okay, Mr. Excel, you can stop recording. So I would go to the macros. I would stop recording now. Right? So that macro is stored in your Excel file. And what is the shortcut we have given to it? We have given the shortcut key of Control L. Now, if you want the macros over here next to it here again, I mean the summation of it again, then there are two ways. One way, which is the long way, you can visible to you, and these are the day-to-day common dialogues of mine. इतने ज़्यादा रट गए हैं ना आप तो. Okay, let's back to the work. So you can generate the random numbers. We were there into the Pune. I guess till that point of time you could listen me. Here in Pune as well, we would be generating the same random numbers. So equal to rand in between And here, say for example, I want from 60,000, which is the bottom, to 70,000, which is my top. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. So it will create the random numbers in between this range. Pressing enter, copying this and pasting it to all the cells of Pune, right from the first to the last one till the time we have the entries. And then we would be pasting it to the values. Now, some of the students might wonder that why I am pasting the values. I'm pasting the values because Excel का जो random number है, it will keep on changing the random numbers whenever we'll be working some or other kind of a things over here, no? So Excel को बताना भाई रुक जा, random number तूने एक बार generate कर दिए तो बस हो गए. So अब नहीं करने हैं. So that's why we'll be pasting it in values. So Control C, and at the same place I'm pasting it, going to the home tab, and there is a shortcut key as well to go to that, Alt HVS, one by one. Let's go to the long way. We have the paste spatial here, and in that you would just select the values and pressing OK. So it's there in a values now. Good. So let's start the summation. We are again doing this. So I would give a different name to it. Now here we have completely random generated numbers, and the range is not given a name to. So Excel will not catch the same name again and again, you know. There was a name given and Excel was catching it. That was a problem we faced. So let's start it right from the first step. We would go to the view tab. From the view tab, we would keep on selecting this use relative referencing. You will not remove that. It must be ticked, else there could be some problems. Then we can go to the record macro, and you can give the name of your choice. As I've already said, I'm not giving any other name. Let's keep it as it is. You have got the meaning of shortcut key too. Now let me keep the shortcut key of, say, O. I'm pressing Control plus O, and this macro would be stored in this worksheet only. So where you want to store it, in a different new workbook, or you have some macro workbooks created. Now this things which you have created and stored, no, where you want to store it, that is also there. So I would say that in this worksheet only, this workbook only. Pressing OK. Now let me start the recording. This recording has been started. OK, equal to SUM, opening the bracket, and right from the first to the last one we are selecting the macros, sorry, numbers. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. I have got the summation, that is 17, 18, 813. Now I can go to view. From view again go to macro and stop recording. The recording has been stopped. I had given the shortcut key of Control O. Now I want it over here. I am there on E38. I would press this Control O. Just a second, let me run it. I'm not there on that cell. Why it is taking me over here? Are you getting it now? Check it out.
Yes, sir. I got the sum in the next column also.
Good. Mine is like, you know.
Sir, I know the reason why it happening.
Why?
सर जब आपने सेव करने के लिए अब गए होंगे, स्टॉप करने के लिए गए होंगे, तब आपका ये कर्सर नीचे की तरफ चला गया होगा, इसलिए आपको ये सब दिखा रहा है.
Right, because I am right now operating in a magnifier, you know.
Yes,
Possible.
sir.
Possible.
Yes, sir. Same technique.
Right,
taking me to another cell.
So we must be there on that cell only. Now in this magnifier, when I use, no, at that time, the range gets shifted a bit. Finally, I've got it. So that's how it is. Because I'm using this magnifier and the range is getting shifted and I'm going over there, तो वहाँ पे एक page down का button भी एक आता है, तो वो साथ में press हो गया होगा, तो इसका कारण problem आता होगा. So I hope you must have got it now. So if I'm going over there, say here, and if I press again that macro 8 which I've created, if I try to run it, no, I'm going to the view tab, and in view of the macros, the macro number 8, I'm pressing run. So it is giving me answer over here, and this range is selected. So everywhere, now wherever you'll go, the same range will be selected, and the same different range would be created and the same function would be used. So that's why we have used the relative referencing here in this case. Like now let me go to, now this is my macro number 8. I'm going to say November, and in November, let me create some data over here and in between, and I would try to press the same macro over there. Excel is always about, more about try and error. It's not something here you do not have very straightforward answers of everything. Sometimes you need to do some here and there to get the right answers. Let me use the macro number 8 over here. So let's see whether it gives me the same answer or not. View macros, view macros. Let me run view macros over 8, pressing OK. Yes, I have got the answer of this selected range now. So sum is been recorded in macro 8. May I have a final confirmation from your side that how many of you could run this macro? We would again take a few more sessions on this, do not worry. So from Himja, we have got this. Others, I'm waiting for your reply. Neha has done it. Ayushi has done it as well. Good to see that. Even Akshat, very, very good. Mr. Satyam too, really nice. So all of you must have got this macro. We have got just a simple function today. Next time onwards, we will go into recording of this entire tasks we want to do, that will be compiling from step by step, right? The summations will be doing some, some VLOOKUPs will be using. Here in this case, we got the problem because the range was already named and Excel was getting the same range. So that I was literally unaware about that particular cells were given a name while using the hyperlinking. So we would again do it. That I may have to take the one more lecture. Yes, anyone wanna say something better?
सर एक डाउट है.
हाँ बताओ ना बेटा.
सर हमने हमें पहले में जो जनवरी में जो मैक्रो रेंज सिलेक्ट किया था ना, अब ये सेम रेंज नवंबर में फॉलो करे, बट उसका डेटा थोड़ा आगे पीछे है, तो वो सेम ही रेंज फॉलो करे, तो टोटल में मिसमैच हो रहा है.
नहीं देखो, ये अक्टूबर में तुमने किया था, तो अक्टूबर में तुम्हारा जो सम यूज किया था उसके बीच में कितना डिफरेंस है? एक सेल का ही डिफरेंस है, देखो.
यस सर. ठीक
है. तो अब यहाँ पे तुम्हें नवंबर में चाहिए ना, तो नवंबर में इधर तुम्हें एक सेल का ही डिफरेंस चाहिए, इधर करना पड़ेगा. वो आपकी रेंज चेंज कर रहा है, लेकिन वो डिफरेंस तो सेम ही होना चाहिए ना एक सेल के बीच में. कौन सी वाली रेंज लेना, वो तो एक्सेल को मालूम होना चाहिए. तो मैं एक सेल के डिफरेंस में उसको प्ले करता हूँ ना, मैक्रो नंबर 8 अगेन run. See, it has taken the same range. That is the range which is one cell above. So here, while recording in the October, we had selected the sum of the range which was one cell above. So whenever you are again running that macro, so your next task is to put your mouse cursor properly. Now your range for which you want to do the summation, no, उसके और आपके आंसर के बीच में सिर्फ एक सेल का डिफरेंस होना चाहिए, otherwise the Excel will not be able to give you the answer.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay, same would be the case. Say I want in a December, then my final answer and the range I want to select, between that only one cell must be there. So let me run again the macro over here. So if I'm running the macro number 8, pressing run, and if I go in there, let's see, the range is selected, which is exactly one cell above the answer you have got. Is it clear? So you cannot randomly paste over here. So if you press randomly over here, no, macro number 8, then see what is the range it has been selected. इसने रेंज कौन सा ले लिया? एक सेल के ऊपर का, तो ऊपर के कुछ अमाउंट्स नहीं आएंगे. Okay, is it clear? Let me share the attendance with you and then we'll be dispersing.